Motherfucking greetings to y'all. I am so grateful that you have chosen us to experience even deeper today the great riches of the Word of God. These amazing ancient books that hold so much knowledge. To be honest, this one again is just about the fucking weather. I'm so sorry. I was trying to make it interesting. We do tell stories about being at like shows where Nirvana plays Smells Like Teen Spirit. They don't even have the fucking words, and like openings for Alice in Chains. We're leaning heavily on the band guy stuff because the text is kind of bullshit. I'm sorry. Anyway, here we go. You're gonna like come with us.
Good morning, starlight.
Hell yeah.
We danced until the night became a brand new day. Two lovers playing scenes from some romantic place. September morning still can make me feel that way. September morning.
We bring a lot of value, folks.
Mouth seizure. Where in the fuck, Dave?
Where in the fuck? Oh, it's a different view. It's a different angle. The sun was out, and I wanted to look at hummingbirds while we're talking.
It's very...
Yeah, they're right there.
That's very attractive to me.
Dude, I love it, man. They're so cute. There's this one that sits right in the tree branch right outside our patio here. And,
does it ever come and say hello when you're like walking up?
Oh yeah, I'll sit out there and smoke a pen at night and like.
Does it come at you a little bit? Like say, hey, hi.
Yeah, they'll fight each other mostly. They'll fight each other for.
They're super territorial.
Yeah, we have a super popular hummingbird feeder in the neighborhood.
Hey, boy.
Yeah,
awesome.
They're
cool.
But Crosby named one of them Shelf Bobby because there's this one that just sits and like yells at any other bird that comes around. Yeah, just they have that like really fast like.
Yeah.
I can't do it. And he's like, "What are you doing, Bobby? You Shelf Bobby?" I don't know.
It's stuck.
It's
That's
stuck.
awesome. The apple in the tree, huh?
He's there every day.
Creative little motherfucker. No, I mean Crosby.
Oh, dude, he's the fucking best. Man, I got in a car accident this morning. I got hit backing by someone. We're live in the same building. He like backed into me as I was backing out.
Oh no.
And he didn't even look. I was coming from a different area where I like didn't really have a choice.
Right.
But I was already in motion for like much longer time than him getting out of our building, and he just went slam. And then like I have a really close friend that's like really massive in churches losing their faith. Yeah, it's been like crazy, man. So it's been like the craziest fucking week ever. Just like
You've been sitting at home listening to REM nonstop.
I've been like talking to people on the phone because they're suicidal.
Wait, he loses faith, so he's suicidal?
Yeah, I can't share too much. There's a lot of different shit going on with a lot of different people. I think the pandemic has like really caught up.
People are like, shit, it's over. What the fuck just happened?
Yeah, man.
Coming out of the shell shock, just barely.
Barely.
It's like walking out of the dust cloud, like after 9/11. You know, you're not entirely sure what happened, but you know something just fucking happened.
You're like, I can't stay here no longer. You know, I'm not. I've just only been in a supporting role, so I'm not exactly sure of all the reasons why. But it's interesting to see how many people I know that go to church or attend churches regularly just can't handle the way that those people are acting anymore towards other humans. You know?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. It's fucked up, huh?
It's a weird week, man. So I'm gonna start smoking weed now. Is what I'm saying.
Diggity.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get in the right headspace.
Hook up, man.
Dude,
Smoke it and see, brother.
it's been rough. It's been rough. Yeah.
On an upside, so the irony that I'm in a band called Smoke It and See, and you're not, weighs heavy on me.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, but we're playing tonight And the last time we played 4 songs. And I was I knew playing 4 songs was odd, to say the very, very least, and it wasn't exactly for the reason I thought. Maybe I didn't know exactly why it was so odd, other than like force no one ever does it. But I'd sort of I didn't have a heavy hand in writing the songs to begin with, and I was like whatever. But the second we were finished with the last song, I was like, "What? I'm just getting warmed up here, man.
Yeah.
I need to this is why I do it. It's like it's not even for people. It's to play it and see what it is really.
Play it and slay it, bruh.
And so this time we got 4 more songs.
8.
And one got tossed because it's like a
7.
Oh, there's this amazing story about how the husband and wife team write the songs together.
Okay.
And the wife is the bass player and singer, and the husband is like the rhythm guitar player, kind of quarterback sort of guy.
Okay.
Husband has some really cool ideas. Not the greatest, he's like total big picture guy,
Yeah, okay.
And when it comes to
the van after the gig,
right. But when it comes to the rhythmically, he's got great ideas. But where it fall, he's never played to click. He's never practiced. They live out in the middle of nowhere. There's no one around, so it's like they're kind of their own echo chamber. And so one of these songs they demoed, thinking they were playing it in it comes in on the downbeat, and then there's a 4-bar phrase, this guitar, and then it's supposed to come in on the downbeat again, but he's doing a push.
But
they were thinking that's the downbeat again.
Oh my God.
So she learned to sing it. She learned to sing it and play it. It's a really intricate, sort of difficult thing, because it's all this wonky stuff. And then so I come in, I'm like, well, I've got good news and bad news. Good news is a super cool song. Bad news is you're playing, you're treating the downbeat like you're missing the downbeat. So she's like, something's wrong. We're not locking up. I'm like, okay, do it again. And I'm like, well, here's the main problem. And here's the, so it was so that one we have to work on that one some more. I'm going to lay down just a straight, 2/4 beat that they can play over, so they can see how long.
That's so funny though. Imagine where the bar line is in her head. This is so music nerd for people, but yeah, imagine that's that in her head. It's probably some weird Indian style, Eastern melodic.
I get the feeling that she's a veteran. She's a warrior. She's a fucking road warrior. She's fucking badass. I get the feeling that he sort of had to talk her into what she, and I would never say this to anybody else, Leif. Just a million other people listening.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone, squares. But it's just, I would imagine he had to talk her in. No, it goes like this.
Well, I think feel is more important than anything. To all the young musicians out there, people who like music listening.
Yes, but you also need to know where the downbeat is.
It's true, but Sean Kenny can't even play to a click, right?
I think that's probably untrue.
Oh, I heard him talking about it.
Did you?
Okay. Well, but now I might have to edit that out because I love Sean and I don't want to be a dick. Huh?
Well, you know what? Sean has had the luxury of never having to play to a click.
Yeah,
he's been in one band.
The fucking
and his feel, dude. That shit slows down in the chorus.
Dude, it's so cool. Yeah, I heard
so badass.
I heard that they go in and track everything live, including the drums, and then Sean goes back in and just plays to himself and kind of keeps a feel, but executes the part better.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
One time I got into an elevator at the Paramount Theater. Never mind. No, I got to cut this out. That's Rouse's story.
One time Rouse got into an elevator.
I I forgot. Oh, we
gonna
were seeing the
superimpose-
Strokes. No, I just showed up afterwards, and like he was like, dude. But I love him.
A little known fact that I learned on my other podcast was that when when Facelift, that's the first record, right?
I think so.
Yeah. They booked the studio. Dave Jordan was up here, and Sean like had broken his wrist, couldn't play, and instead of like that's fucking Sean Kenny, that's fucking Alice in Chains, right? It's like you can't do Alice in Chains without Sean Kenny. They were gonna have Greg Gilmore do the tracks, and Greg Gilmore was there, and they were like getting tones. And it just wasn't super happening.
Oh no!
And Sean hadn't played with them for like however long it was, and then I don't know if they cut the cast off or what they did, but he's like, just let me try it. Let me try it once, see if I can do it. And Greg said that when they fucking went into it, it was so fucking powerful because it was all this fucking anxiety built up and been so long since they'd done it, and it was like it was fucking go time. That it was like it was just fucking enormous. And
they're when we got to open for them when they did that first show back at the Moore with that singer, with the new singer,
William.
Yeah, he was so cool, and so it was really weird for me, and it was really weird for us because we had like
was it Vendetta Red?
No, because Vendetta. That's the funny part. Everyone knew us from that band. Excuse me.
Oh, this was the other one.
Yeah, we had broken up and started like a Susie and the Banshees, like an Echo and the Bunnymen, like a totally different sounding band. It was called Siren Sister.
Like Gosling.
Yes, exactly. No, that was
okay.
We
didn't
were
you
trying.
Learn? Didn't you learn?
It wasn't.
Look, you're telling 50,000 people to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I didn't. I should have. I was very evangelistic back then, and I didn't learn how to stand up for my beliefs for a long time. It took a while, but
they
love the band.
They crucified you upside down, didn't they?
I did love that band, though. Yes, I still got like a couple thousand on credit card for some of those tours. Like the axle broke. Anyway, we're opening with them. Like I gotta like eat dinner with Jerry. And like we were sitting down, and I had my dad's dog tags on. I used to wear my dad's dog tags, and he had to give me all these cool stories. And then, he was talking about like one of their first tours was with like Van Halen.
It was Van
Halen. Yeah. And so every night he's like, they go from playing, and they're doing really well, obviously, like selling out these clubs around town and like killing it. But now his fucking idol, like obviously his guitar is modeled after that fucker, and like his idol is just standing there watching him sound check every day.
Yeah.
And so because I was really obsessed with his gear while he was checking, and I actually ended up buying everything he had. But like, and he was.
You could do worse.
Yeah, but this whole story was based. So at the last show, they're doing Van Halen. It's all his gear up there. It's his pedals, it's his guitar, it's his mics on the same amps. And Van Halen comes out and grabs his guitar, and then like does a solo. And he was like, it instantly sounded like Van Halen. Yeah. It instantly sounded like his cabs, his amps, his guitar. Yeah. It was like so crazy. And he's like, it's right here, like the tones of the fingers.
So it's really hard to convey how paradigm shifting, like, you talk about Nirvana, fucking Nevermind, you talk about Pearl Jam and whatever, and Mother Love Bone and Soundgarden even, but Alice in Chains was the first, like, Soundgarden had a deal with SST and then got signed to A&M.
Oh, okay.
So they were already signed, they were already kind of a big deal or whatever. I mean, they were sort of like the older brothers, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, because they're all the same age now that he's like, oh no. But then Alice in Chains, so like, and this is sort of a long story, but I'll tell it because it's amazing. I saw them once before they got signed, or maybe after they got signed, but no, it had to be. I saw them before they got signed at the Pain in the Grass.
Oh yeah. Was it in Auburn, Washington back then?
No. That was at
it was still in Seattle.
Yeah. Oh no, this was the free.
Yeah, no,
free
this is
every
okay.
Friday
That's
night.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Yeah. That's and I met so I was still in Sledge, and me and Al went there, and I met Geoff Ament and Bruce Fairweather were both there, and we like just hey dudes, what's going on? How we got shows? Whatever. Just like
Geoff Ament.
yeah, they were still in Mother Love Bone.
Oh my God!
This is pre Pearl Jam. Yeah, this is Annie Wood is still alive, and
Bringing
Allison Chains is on there,
stage.
and Sean Kinney is like this double bass. I swear to God, he had 2 kick drums, big rack, kind of like now, but like way more toms, and just like.
Did he do like all stick tricks too?
Totally. From my memory, this band was like this crazy like bar bandy sort of like really great, but like super metally and like you know what I mean, like
sure.
And then afterwards I kind of went back and like stood by Sean because he looked like he was this giant dude, and then when I went back there, he was like he wasn't any bigger than me, and it was just like I didn't know him, so whatever. But then and then the record comes out, and it's out, like he's just like, I'm like, what in the fuck happened there? And I've always wanted to. I talked to Jimmy Paulson, because for a while there was talk about how they use Scotty Olsen, or they used to as a second guitar player live. Jimmy was going to be the second guitar player. There was talk about him maybe being the second guitar player in their band back in the day, and so they played a bunch of shows. Whatever. Jimmy did his thing. He did just fine. I asked Paulson about it, is like because he said that they were that metally bar band for a long time, and then they like didn't play for like 2 or 3 weekends, and then they came back with all of that new stuff. They'd never played any of it, and then all of a sudden they had a whole new set that sounded like Alice in Chains. And I've always wanted to ask Jerry about that. But so that record comes out, and it's on fucking MTV. Like this is before before Nirvana knocks Michael Jackson off the top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to remember that like Bleach is Nirvana's record at that time. Right.
So I was just saying, this kind of like, do you think this was the first nail, or possibly the biggest nail in the coffin for glam?
It was that's the thing, is like they went on tour with Van Halen. Like it wasn't, they weren't that far off of glam.
But they still like all of a sudden all those happy-go-lucky kick flips went into like deep brooding.
Well, they were still fucking doing the head, like Mike and Jerry were fucking big head banger dudes. So it's like
Singles.
if it had just been Alice in Chains, I think glam would have been okay. But the point was first their record comes out, and it doesn't sound anything like I remember them sounding like. It's like, what in the fuck is this? This is crazy. It's like all tight and like mad, and like angry and like whatever. And so that comes out. It's crazy. It's on MTV like all the time,
which is crazy.
And it's hard to like take people back to when MTV was.
We don't even want to try because it'll just make us sound really old.
Well, I'm way older than you.
I did that at a bar once, and it was like I've just the amount of shame.
Crickets.
It was just like, that is nothing to no one.
But then after that, then they went on tour with Van Halen, and it was like, okay, the world just fucking turned into upside down world.
And everyone in Seattle's like, we can get a paycheck.
No, everyone in Seattle's like, fuck them sellouts.
Oh, okay. I thought everyone started a band.
No, that was everyone outside of Seattle. And then those people all moved to Seattle. Yeah. No, but it wasn't until that was just the thing was that was just one. That was just like it was like an anomaly. But then Nirvana got signed, and then because Mother Love Bone, I swear to God, dude, if Alice in Chains, if Apple would have come out, then glam would have been fine. Mother Love Bone and Alice in Chains would not have destroyed the careers.
Yes, if Andy would have died
of Poison, but
they sure did. Did.
But Eddie Vedder, who was like not stoked on all the trappings, and Kurt Cobain, who like never ever wore anything that could be considered rock.
Dude,
wear.
no, I wore his pants once. I don't want to say who had them actually because I don't know if. But anyway, we're at this party and from the fucking Unplugged album.
Yeah.
He's wearing the cardigan and those ripped jeans.
Yeah.
I put them on and they like come up to the little below my knee. Like they were like
wee jeans.
Yeah, and I'm sure they were high water on him, but it was like, yeah.
You saw that sweater sold for some like $80 million.
It goddamn should. I think he is a prophet from God, Kurt Cobain. I love that. I mean, he's the whole reason I play guitar. I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music, so I would listen to that Weird Al version of Smells Like Teen Spirit just to hear that guitar riff over and over.
So Weird Al fell into some weird gray area of secular, non-secular?
Yes, because it was like lighthearted and funny and no curse words.
You know, the thing is, I as a parent, I do not worship Kurt Cobain. You know, it's like
you think of the melancholy can be a little bit too enticing for the youth?
No, I think he had a fucking kid and he was a fucking junkie who killed himself.
There's a lot of pressure how big that band got and how fast,
very very.
And like we're saying, he was like a weird little cool transient art kid that
scored.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for.
Well, too, they used to practice like crazy. And like if you watch any of their old like footage when they're Chad Channing and them are still in the fucking basement in Aberdeen, like they do sound pretty goddamn tight and good. Like
it's funny because like the first couple shows were horrible.
How could they not be? That guy, I mean, it's not like Kurt Cobain's dripping with confidence. It's not like he's gonna like walk up in front of like first time seeing 6,000 people and be like totally like himself.
No, I mean like first shows like ever, like the 8 people.
Oh yeah, see, you were obviously close. I wasn't even allowed to listen to the music. I got grounded for a week once because I tried to tune into a live Pearl Jam concert on the end.
Yeah, I saw Nirvana at the OK Hotel. It was the first time they ever played "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and it's on video.
Oh my god!
And Kurt Cobain, like he.
Oh my god!
You can't remember this because you weren't
no.
So the deal was like when you were still allowed to jump off the stage, there was sort of like this. What's that? What are those people at the walk around New York? The angels, they're citizens who patrol the streets.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I remember Seattle's version of that. But
like when you were at a show, people would sort of take turns helping people on and off the stage.
Okay.
Because everyone's going to get up on the stage and jump off, right?
Right,
so like,
yeah.
But if it's really crazy, some people like kind of get up and kneel on the stage and make sure, because the OK Hotel's not that big a place. And if it's really rowdy, you can like kind of fall into the, the band or whatever. And there's one dude, this big kind of like mustached, like balding biker sort of dude is like decided he's security and starts being really rough with people. And Kurt Cobain kicks him. And dude turns around and socks Kurt Cobain in the stomach, and like he falls down. The show stops, and we're like, "Ah!" And Grohl jumps out from behind the kid. It's all on video. It's just Google Nirvana at OK Hotel, and it's
my god!
And like
and you're there. You got like
totally there. I'm
got a cocktail.
You can see me. I was probably drinking beer back then because I was only 20 something. But you can see all this. But they played "Smells Like Teen Spirit." And like they did that, like the intro, and like it's like you've been hit over the head with a lightning stick, and it's like it was so they didn't have the verses, he didn't have the words finished, but you could tell like like that thing. You're like, oh my god, you're just jumping up and down, and then it kind of pops down. You're like, okay, what's happening? And then you can hear the build. You're like, I know what's going on. And the chorus comes back in, and you're just like, this is the greatest song I've ever heard in my life. Doesn't even need fucking words. And that whole thing, it's like, oh my god, what in the fuck was that,
dude?
Yeah. Post.
I've said it before, but like I was at a Christian camp and I walked in and I heard someone play that riff.
Oh right.
And I grabbed his arm and I was like, I don't know what you just did, but that's the only thing I care about. Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. Our old A&R rep was in the video for Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Everybody was apparently.
He was making fun of. He hated that band though, because he's like an East Coast hardcore guy, you know. And so he's like wearing a white shirt, a backwards baseball hat, doing the windmill. So he was just the whole video. He's just doing like the windmill to be a jackass.
Nice.
Yeah, he sucks. You know, I've been thinking a lot about the next course. Oh, I'll watch that later. That's fucking amazing. You know how I've been saying we're going to do the Gospels next?
Yeah.
I've been, in my personal devotion time, I've been...
You use your right hand or your left hand for that? What? I'm sure I misunderstood you. What did you just say to me?
You don't have devotional time in the morning?
I do, but it's hard. It's hard to break away. You know, I got a house full of people here. You know, it's like my wife likes to be a part of my personal devotion time.
Well, that does get you closer to God, for real.
Yeah. You know the best thing about kids, right, Leif?
Is that they grow up
making them.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Not an original. That's not mine. I think that's a. Oh, you know the best thing about kids? Making them.
Rodney Dangerfield?
Maybe. At least it was just then.
It does sound.
Oh,
yeah.
This one I can't figure out. There's Gino. What's with the midget? Oh.
Anyway.
You must get a bowl of soup with that hat. Oh, looks great on you, though. The only impression I had.
It's just not fair because you make me laugh. Like I'm actually kind of a mean person sometimes, but like, I feel like I'm giving you everything. I'll try to be more stone faced. Keep my shit together. Anyway, I don't think you're going to want to read all four of the Gospels the way I've been reading them.
Yeah.
It's really boring because you read the same exact story over and over.
Right. It's not. They're not different enough.
Well, and that's kind of what I think I might do is I'm going to pick the best and worst because there's sections where they like almost verbatim say the same thing in all three books.
You want to choose the most interesting things with differentiating characteristics.
Yeah, because like as I have been reading them this way, it's one because it's shattering. In fact, this is what that friend I was talking about earlier. When they find out that the Bible actually throughout time has a shitload of errors, it's like a lot of our faiths was kind of hinged on that. Like, you know, and none of us want to like admit that we just believed the pastors without doing research.
Have we talked about Bright Insight?
Mm-hmm.
And the Jimmy Corsetti guy?
Yeah. At length.
At length, okay. Good.
Yeah. But I'm interested on what you're thinking, how this fits.
And Ben, the Australian guy, or New Zealand.
Oh, I think you have a new mission statement, which is to make everyone realize how old this place is, and that all these religions are like some bullshit scrapped together later addition on some.
Well, I think
take us there, Reverend Reddy. Take us.
Well, the flood narrative. I mean, like, there's absolutely
helps us get into Enoch.
There's almost no. Now there's like complete scientific. What is it when a bunch of people believe the same thing? Conformity. I don't know. Like the Younger Dryas event is. You know, I'm sure there could have been. I don't know. I've like a
consensus.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We'll take consensus for 200, Alex. Yeah, like and the you know, like, so kid thinks he found Atlantis in Africa, you know, and there's like the same massive deluge marks on the land you see in eastern Washington, of the coulees. You see in western Africa, northwestern Africa.
I see. I still haven't watched it, so this is cool because I don't know any of this yet.
It's like and you get those same like you know the ripples you
the
see
ripples
in the sand
when the earth is coming up and shit.
Well, no, from water.
Yeah,
like you see at the beach. You know, like the sand ripples. You see those in like 40 feet high. You can only see them from space. Otherwise, they just kind of look like hills. Yeah, crazy. But anyway, it's like
Oh, no.
I'm sure. Like I've just been deep diving on this stuff because it's like they're just fascinating. They're like they're coming at it from a scientific standpoint, and the thing that I love the most is they're like, look, all these different like sciences. Like the one guy's super into carving the how all these giant granite boxes were made that you find in the you find in the pyramids and you find like laying around, because we can't replicate them now, and they're obviously machined. And he says you can't just why is it that archaeologists are the ones who are telling us how these things were made? They're not engineers. They're archaeologists.
Well, I mean, I trust archaeologists more than me because I don't know shit. I can't even do a math problem, right? But like, there is maybe a tipping point where the data hits the dogma, and these archaeologists might be fucking steeped in their dogmas, just like
And his point was that like just because something is old and recently rediscovered shouldn't put it under the purview of somebody whose expertise aren't bound in that medium.
So let's say it all gets proven, like the fucking pyramids were built 78,000 years ago. They somehow can emphatically fucking prove this. Yeah. What do you think this does to Christianity and the Bible?
I don't think it changes anything. I mean,
they think it keeps going.
Well, they still think the guy. I mean, you think that Jesus Christ walked the earth, so it could still. I mean, I don't know about the literal, like whoever thinks the earth is only 6,500 years or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, people got to believe something, and that's a real. It's like they got to go see a movie, and that's Star Wars. It's like, oh well, that's a good movie. I'll see that again.
Yeah, so, that's it'll just keep going on in some weird new.
It won't be weird and new. It's like, yeah, okay, we'll push they just. It's just like anybody else who fucking has a monopoly on something. They just change the rules. If something like doesn't suit them, they're just like a course correct.
Yeah, I just
that's why my wife is leaving her job, because guys in finance, they're just like, oh no, I was wrong. Yeah, well, it's this now.
Yep.
Like nobody's. Well,
that's just the fucking war. We'll talk about that later.
Well, that's everything.
Yeah, right.
That's the way the world is, and it's mostly asshole fucking shit-stained men.
Well, I mean, dude, I just watched that Woodstock '99 documentary, so I can't agree with you more. But I like being a dude. I like fucking climbing trees and setting fires and blowing shit up, and
that's different.
Jumping in dirt piles and.
Yeah, but you don't like necessarily. You understand that mansplaining is a thing. And and how it's different from how women. They're like, well, you're just cobbling together facts from your head and coming up with an explanation.
No,
it's like, that's exactly what I'm doing. And like,
I ask questions. I don't, like Squire says, oh, well, I try not to talk.
Well, from now I'll just say, well, if I can mansplain from that for you, and I will, and then I go forward, because it's like, I don't know the answer, but if I have to if there's no answer and we have a vacuum, I'll fill the answer. I'll fill the vacuum.
Well, I'm
a dude.
Do you think there's any chance that these ancient civilizations, any of their like direct teachings or knowledge was passed down in like Enoch or Genesis or any of these older books?
I don't know. I think that the thing that I'm most interested in is the thing that everybody is the most interested in, is like those big fucking stones. How do they get those gigantic fucking stones 500 miles away up that fucking 500-foot fucking pyramid and like pointing north to an 0.0 fucking whatever? Every one of the, like, it's flat, Leif. It's
Dude,
flat.
We need to plan a pilgrimage to the pyramids and like
Well,
let's get high and go to the pyramids, meet up.
That's so interesting because I didn't know you could still do that. And these guys are showing videos of themselves like going under the fucking pyramids, and like I'm like,
I want to eat a fuckload of mushrooms.
Let's you know what? Maybe we don't do drugs in Egypt, please.
Why don't
maybe
we can
maybe some, but not a fuckload.
Why
to where
not?
Well,
that just seems like a missed opportunity to be.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what I do see is like I see kids like who are, I don't know if they're allowed to be up on the pyramids, but they're fucking up there and they're taking like, it's like those guys who climb skyscrapers and get up on the antenna. It's like those kids, like they're just up there, and I'm like, I want to be.
That makes my butthole clench.
Is that good?
Anything with heights, like those guys that fucking climb that shit. Like if they're wingsuits, I think it's cool.
No, it's not cool. I mean, it's a cool idea for someone else who doesn't care about living.
Dude, it's the same thing. I just like
no,
like primal. Palms get sweaty.
But I would climb the fuck up the pyramid tomorrow, right now. You say we can do it right now? Okay, let's go. I'll meet you there. But I'm super into that, dude. My friends were they just like they're like these women who love hiking, and they're always doing, and they just were like, we're gonna plan a trip to Iceland. Who wants to go? And it's exactly what you're talking about. They're like, they started a little LLC, and it's like, you know, fantasy trips or whatever it is, and they're like, it's going. We got like 20 people who want to go. We could fucking put together a fucking let's get high and read the Bible trip to Egypt.
Yeah, we have one listener in Egypt.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
What's their name?
I don't know. I just see.
Well, let us know, dude. If you're listening,
let us know. Hit us up.
Let us know how we can get there. Can we get there? I think we can.
I think we can.
I don't think we can call Let's Get High and Read the Bible and go there.
I bet we could. I don't know. Maybe Australia is awesome. We're going to be. What? Yeah, for us, we love Australia. And we're going to go there soon.
I want to go there. I want to go to Egypt more.
Yeah, I would love to do a trip to Jerusalem too, to be honest.
Okay, now we're just shooting.
How badass would that be?
I would not go to Jerusalem.
I know it's good. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
That's like even like at least Egypt, they are currently accepting, you know, they're not like.
There's some tourists. There's not. Yeah, it is a little bit
like,
sketchier to get in and out.
It's like, oh, wait a minute. I have to wear Kevlar. I get issued Kevlar,
but like
at the airport.
Again, I think there's enough emphatical proof.
I would love to
with the air quotes that Jesus lived. But here's what's weirder: it's like that section of Earth.
Yeah.
Why does it's got some weird vibes going on? It's been having the same shit for.
Okay, but not longer than Egypt.
That Egypt it's right there, man.
Egypt is the middle of the world.
It's right there. It's close.
That, like those pyramids are the middle of the planet. Are the not the equator. Never mind. I don't know enough.
See,
They're like, what it is? It's the dead center. It's the crosshair. If you were aiming at the Earth
10 push-ups a day, okay, you're gonna eat some eggs.
You're on the moon. You were aiming at the planet, and you hit it right in the middle. You'd hit a step, Junior. It's dead center, Lee.
It's dead center.
It's way older. It's way older.
Do you know Oprah's a lizard? Have you ever seen Justin Bieber's eyes flash in the interviews?
Oh, well, that stuff's real, dude. Don't joke.
Jesus.
Bill Gates, lizard.
No way.
Although most lizards don't age as poorly as Bill Gates is aging. You seen pictures of that dude?
No. Actually, it's weird how insulated I
dude, that guy's
dude. I have on the front of my phone is my screen time for everything.
Yeah.
I like track everything I'm doing and thinking about. And I try to read news, but I've like, especially from the pandemic, I'm like I'm like Bible.
You know who else likes to track everything you're doing?
Everyone.
TikTok.
Yeah, but did you hear Adam Curry explain that? And we do have we got to read it in the Bible. But did you hear Adam Curry explain that on Joe Rogan? Because I saw a clip. Do you know Adam Curry?
I used to.
Yeah, like from the fucking crazy rad MTV days. Like he is just saying that they have a better algorithm and cleaned up all the advertising money, and now fucking everyone else who can't crack their algorithm hates them. You know, so who knows? I don't. TikTok is literally how we've built our this audience.
And Adam Curry is like an internet genius or something.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that? He's like he invented podcasting. You didn't know this? He invented the RSS feed.
You know, I used to invent RSS feeds.
No, like he literally is. They call him the Podfather. He's the first. Like Steve Jobs played his podcast behind him when he introduced the RSS feed at like Apple back in the day. And Adam Curry invested. He was an early investor in Ask Jeeves. So one day So one day he got a call from a lawyer, and they're like, "You need to sit down." And they're basically like, "You have $180 million now." And so he bought a castle out in fucking somewhere in Europe. And
did he cash out before Ask Jeeves went tits up?
Yeah, he's a super smart guy. Yeah.
With dick.
Yeah. I love him. Yeah, but you know, that is also, I don't know. I mean, the Chinese government might have pictures of my dick now. So whatever. I don't care.
Does it, speaking of pictures of your dick, Leif, does it look like this?
No, it does not. Who the fuck is that? What is happening? That is a black hole with a tiny spaceship trying to escape. That is whose is this?
I'm giving it all she's got, Captain.
I'm not going to cut this out either.
That's El Steiner. That's a naked El Steiner. You know, he used to dance naked. Like, Drop in the Park, the Pearl Jam show.
Yeah, that guy needs to get fucking sponsored by Manscaped. That guy's got more bush than I've ever seen in my life.
That's like from like 1989.
That guy's got like some type of, Jesus heritage in there, in that DNA. That is a lot of dark, thick hair.
Yeah. Well, that's, But Green Apple, I don't know. Maybe I can announce this now. It sounds like Green Apple is going to do a 30th anniversary show this year.
Too bad Squires and I can't be there.
What? Oh, you mean as
dude?
Well, yes,
I gotta play 2 shows as a guitar player. Green Apple Quick Step. That's the coolest thing ever.
Now, to be fair, it wasn't actually Green Apple. It was Green Apple Quick Step featuring Ty Willman from Green Apple Quick Step. Yes, he was the only original member.
Yeah.
He doesn't like.
But we got paid.
Got paid. That was Mike McConnell who paid us.
That was the night all the power went out on the hill, and all the cash I got for that gig fell out of my pocket. And then luckily, because it was snowing everywhere, I found it.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the first night I ever met Mike McConnell, who's like a total polarizing figure on Capitol Hill and everywhere else, but I've never found him to be anything other than a fucking stellar human.
Yeah, he's really
But at the time, Ty was like, Geoff, I need you to put I need you to put a band together. Mike wants us to play the Vita Christmas party. I'm like, okay, we're going to get paid? What's the money? It's going to be good money. He said, we'll get paid.
Yeah, for 4 songs, it was really good money.
Right. Well, so here's the deal. Like, yeah, and so we get, so what do? I call you, I call Squires, I call Dana, I call Krista, and we rehearse, and I put this band together, and we fucking get 4 songs down. Ty doesn't remember the words to his songs, and it's fine. It's on video. I'm not talking shit. It's hilarious. It's awesome. But then after the show, I'm like, so Ty, what's up? I got to pay these people. He's like, oh, we'll go talk to Mike. I'm like, what? I don't even know Mike. Like, it's his party. I'm gonna go fucking bust Mike's balls for cash right now. And so I'm like, so I do. So I'm like,
of course, because you're the drummer.
I'm like, you're Mike, right? He's like, yeah. It's like, do you know who I am? He's like, are you Geoff? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, you have to pay us now. he's like, I'm like, fuck, man, I don't like it any more than you, but Ty, that's the deal. He's like, well, how much? I'm like, well, Ty just said it was going to be good. He's like, well, what's good? $400 each would be great. If you want to give us a Christmas bonus, it'd be this, And he like, or maybe I said 300 to be great and 400 to be a bonus, whatever. And he's like, 5 each.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking solid, dude. Thanks. And then he's like, hey, so is there any money in this Green Apple record? I'm like, I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah.
I'm not a record deal. Because he had a record label at the time. Do you remember Head Like a Kite?
Yeah. No, that's Justin was working with him, my buddy, when he passed.
He put that record out, yeah. But anyway, so how do we get there?
We need to get into the Bible.
Okay, but real quick, Green Apple is going to probably do a 30th anniversary.
Oh, perfect.
At El Corazon, but Dana's going to change the name to the Off Ramp for the night. and I've heard
that's a deep seal.
I've heard there might even be hash after the bash.
Really, I might even come on for that.
Yeah,
the Off Ramp, Graceland.
Yeah. Wasn't it something? Wasn't there one other name also?
Graceland.
Was this Graceland? There wasn't anything before Graceland or after?
I saw a show at the Off Ramp. I played a show at the Graceland, and then Dana bought it. It became El Corazon.
Yeah.
I one time played 23 shows there in a month.
It's too many shows, like
because I've been playing in all these different bands, and like two of them had 2 different radio things there. You know, like I also never mind because we're in section.
Where are
15.
What
section 15?
What chapter? XV.
And I read ahead a little bit, so we might want to.
Does anyone die?
Pay attention to John Boy. No, it's
don't put on the red uniform.
Yeah, we might want to just like basically sprint at the front end of it. You know what we were talking about with
yeah.
Because last week's chapter sucked dick. That's why we have PTSD, so we don't want to read the Bible this week
because it was so fucking boring last time.
It was weird to have that. It was like season 5 of Lost to have it fall off that hard. Never mind. I only said that to start shit between me and you, and so I'm gonna go back to the section 15. That was a joke.
You dare talk about Lost? Are you kidding me? Section fucking season 5's when they show that he's got a Bronco. Listen to fucking Nirvana, and he's fucking taking fucking Vicodin, man. What's more rock and roll than fucking a Bronco and Vicodin and Nirvana?
That's why I was going to start this fight with you, but we haven't read the Bible
I swear
yet.
To fucking God, if I will reach through this fucking this camera and I will. Oh, look at Mr. Oh, I don't like Lost, but I like to. No, yeah. Which do you remember which season that you were just totally pulling that out of your ass? You don't know which thing happened.
I actually liked it the whole way through. I do. The last scene was a little bit, not the last scene, the eye was cool.
Well,
like the whole church thing and everyone being all happy, like we're just waiting. I was like, fuck that. Yeah. Could have been more interesting, but the fucking smoke monster, get the fuck out of here. That shit ruled.
Big deal, right?
That shit ruled.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
I actually even liked the spiritual angle, how they're like the old biblical figures still alive, like fighting. You know, I thought that was cool. Like,
yeah. Well, my favorite part was when they fucking smashed the bomb, and all of a sudden they're back on the plane, and that's where it splits, and then they wake up, like they didn't change reality. They split realities. Like they thought once they destroyed the bomb, they were going to go back to the plane, but they stayed behind, and the other versions of them, the other reality where the plane doesn't crash, goes on. What? Sorry. Section 76. And on.
I'm too high. All I want to do is talk about weird shit.
I know. And go. Whoa, what the hell happened here? Come back. I can't get along without you.
Baby, come back.
And on the ends of the earth I saw for all the winds 12 portals open, from which the winds come and blow over the earth.
Go, ready, go.
3 of them on the face, i.e. the east of the heavens, and 3 in the west, and 3 to the right, i.e. the south of heaven, and 3 to the left, i.e. the north.
Fuck that shit.
And the first three are those, the east, and 3 towards the north, and 3 behind those which are on the left towards the south. Through those 8, and 3 in the west. Through 4 of these come winds of blessings and of peace. Now, are they saying that, like, never mind. And blessings and peace.
Yeah, dude.
And through those, through those 8 come winds of injury. When they are sent, they bring destruction to all the earth and to water on it,
and to all those who dwell on it, and everything that is in the water and on the land. And the first wind from those portals, which is called the eastern, comes forth from the first portal, which is towards the east. Inclining towards the south, out of it comes destruction, dryness, and heat and death.
Damn.
And through the second middle portal comes forth the mixture, through the second middle portal comes forth the right mixture. There come forth rain and fruitfulness and peace and dew. And through the third portal, which is towards the north, come forth coldness and dryness. And after these, the winds toward the south come through three portals. Firstly, through the first portal of them, which inclines toward the east. Then comes forth the wind of heat. And from the middle portal, which is beside that one, there come forth a sweet incense and dew and rain and peace and life. And through the third portal, which is towards the west, there come forth dew and rain and grasshoppers and destruction, mostly grasshoppers. And after these northerly winds from the seventh portal, which is toward the east, inclining to the south, there come forth dew and rain and grasshoppers and destruction, mostly grasshoppers. And of the middle portal, direct, there come forth rain and dew and life and peace. And through the third portal, which is toward the west, which inclines to the north, there comes forth fog and hoar, frost and snow and rain and dew and grasshoppers, and mostly grasshoppers. And after these, the winds which are toward the west, through the first portal, which incline towards the north, there come forth dew and rain and grasshoppers and coldness and snow and frost, and mostly grasshoppers. And from the middle portal, there come forth dew and rain and peace and blessings. And through the last portal, which is toward the south, of course, there come forth dryness and destruction, burning and death. Thereby the 12 portals of the 4 portals directions of heaven are completed, and all their laws and all their destruction and their virtue. Thereby the 12 portals of the 4 portals directions of heaven are completed, and all their laws and all their destructions and their virtues I have showed to you, my son Methuselah. I didn't know we were talking to Methuselah.
Dude, this book has surprised me a lot, and again, I have not read ahead.
Yep. They call their first wind the eastern because it is first. That's circular logic, Leif. And they call the second the southern because the Most High descends there, and especially does the Blessed One in eternity descend there. And the name of the west wind is the diminishing. And the name of the west wind is the diminishing, because there the luminaries of the heavens diminish and go down. Go down! And the fourth wind, called the north, is divided into 3 parts. One of them is for the dwelling of men, the second for the seas of water, and for the valleys, and for the woods, and for the streams, and for the darkness, and for the fog. And the third part with the garden of justice. I saw 7 motherfucking high mountains, which were higher than all the fucking mountains which are on the earth. And from them, there comes hoarfrost. I said it, hoarfrost. And days and times and years cease and depart. I saw even rivers on the earth, larger than all the rivers. One of them coming from the west empties its waters into the great sea. And 2 of them come from the north to the sea, and empty their waters into the Euphrates River Sea in the east. But the other 4 come from the side of then north over to the sea. 2 of them, the Erythraean Sea, Eurythian. How about Eurythian?
How about it? I think that's about right.
2 of them, the Eurythian Sea, and 2 empty in the great sea, according to others in the desert. I saw 7 great islands in the sea and on land, 2 of them, 2 on the land and 5 in the great sea. The sighing life is not good for our audience.
Sorry.
And you know how I know that? Because my wife and I will be talking, and she'll be thinking of a thought, and I will inadvertently sigh because I sigh. And that's not good for the listener at all.
No, probably not. But okay, I think at least it's honest.
It's definitely honest. Maybe a little too honest. Too much
Maybe.
fucking perspective. Yeah. Too much. Puts in perspective.
Yeah.
Right. No, I hear you. The names of the sun. The names of the sun are these, Leif. The first, Orhyrus. The second, Tomas. And the moon has 4 names. First, Ashonia. The second, Eble. The third, Banasse. And the fourth, Arase. These are the 2 large luminaries. Their circuit is like the circuit of heavens, and the size both are equal. And in the circuit of the sun, there is a 7th portion of light. Well, yeah, like we're going to hear all fucking 7 of them, aren't we?
That's what I was just
7 portions of light. Fuck you. I want 1 portion. Now move on. It's a sun. Deal with it. Their circuit is like the circuit of heaven, and in the size are both equal. And in the circuit of the sun, there are fucking 7 portions of light, from which some is given to the moon. And according to a measure, it is added till the 7th portion of the sun is ended. And they set and enter the portals of the west and go around by the north and come out the portals of your ass. Of the east and onto the surface of heavens. That's what I said. And when the moon is raised, she is seen in the heavens, having herself the half of the 7th part of the light, and in 14 days her light is completed. Also, 3 times 5 portions of light are put into her. Wow. So that on the 15th day her light is completed, according to the sign of the year, and it becomes 3 times 5 portions, and the moon becomes so by the half of the 7th part. And in her decrease on the first day, she decreases to 14 parts of her light. Oh no, here it comes. Decreases to 10, decreases to 8.
That's what I saw.
Fucking shoot myself. Could I have a royal gun? Could I have a holy gun?
Well, we could like I think at least the first time through all of these, I think we should read them.
And in her decrease on the first day, she decreased 14 parts of her light, and on the second day she decreases 13 parts, and on the third she decreases to 12 parts, and on the fourth, you guessed it, she decreases to 11 parts, and on the 5th day she decreases to 10 parts, and on the 6th day she decreases to 9 parts, and on the 7th day she decreases to 8 parts, and on the 8th day she decreases to 7 parts, and on the 9th day she decreases to 6 parts, and on the 10th day she decreases to 5 parts, and on the 11th day she decreases to 4 parts, and on the 12th day she decreases to 3 parts, and on the 13th day she decreases to 2 parts, on the 14th day she decreases to half of the 7th part, and her light, which was left on the whole, disappears altogether on the 15th fucking day. And in certain months, the moon has 179 parts. And in the certain months, the moon has each time 29 days. Are we ready, people? Hold on. And once 28. And Uriel showed me another law. When the light is added to the moon, from which side of the sun is added, all the time in which the moon continues in her light, she increases opposite the sun, till on the 14th day her light is completed in heaven, and when she shines in full, her light is completed in the heaven. Wow. And on the first day she is called the new moon, for that day the light is raised upon her, and she is completed exactly on the day the sun descends in the west, and when at night she ascends from the east and shines all night till the sun rises opposite her, and the moon is seen opposite the sun. It would be pretty interesting to like chart this all out and see how accurate it is. They're just talking about the houses of the moon, right? The stages of the moon.
Well, do you see how many chins I got in that shit before you?
I did.
Anyway, yeah,
See,
and remember this is the
young.
prequel to The Flood,
So
right?
You're young. You can only muster like 3 chins.
But so it makes sense that like I get,
What
you
did
know,
say?
this is the
Talking about the flood?
prequel, yeah, to The Flood. Remember Noah was introduced
Yeah,
earlier in the book, and so I'm assuming that since this comes a little after, at least our earliest copies of this book come a little after Genesis was written, a couple hundred years, that this is just like Prometheus to that flood narrative. So
They're
I'm
just
guessing
talking about
it's-
the cycles of the moon now.
Yeah, because I'm guessing it's bringing destruction, and so yeah, it seems like they're most accurate descriptions of astrology, which are basically them teaching people to count. Like they're just repeating everything over and like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like the portal on the east and the west. It's like, oof, if this is as far as they got. That's oof.
Well, like I said, I mean, maybe it's dead on. Maybe we're making fun of.
Oh, of course it is. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. It has super, and I bet we can find them in different groups. But like, it's just, I don't know. This is awful. I don't.
I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Just wanna
You're
get
just
it
saying a bunch of
done.
words, Lev, and I don't
Yeah, I
understand any of
don't
them.
like it at all.
And you're rubbing your face on the mic, and it's like, oh, this is
I
like
hate
there's a little
it.
kid who like gets tired of shopping and just wants to hide in the clothes.
That's exactly.
Why are we doing? I'm so hungry.
I've been reading so much Bible.
I don't even remember where the fuck we were.
Oh.
All the time, the moon's coming in line. Uriel. I remember Uriel. And Uriel showed me another law. When the light is added to the moon, from which side of the sun is added, all the time in which the moon continues her light, she increases opposite the sun till on the 14th day, light is completed in heaven, and when she shines in her full light, it is completed in the heavens. And on the first day, she is completed.
You cut
exactly. I think I've already read this anyway.
Oh.
Why am I cutting out? I'm fucking hardwired, bitches.
Oh no, it's probably down here. It's like we got infested with ants. We got in that accident this morning. We have all these paradigm shifting shit happening today. Like it's like
the seventh seal.
Yeah.
You got some real biblical shit happening over there. You got some locusts, got some space-time continuum influxation.
Oh dude, I've got some new theories
Yeah.
on what's happening in this world. Yep.
Okay. Should I keep reading, or is it over?
Yeah.
Are we
Because
done?
it goes. It goes
Okay.
so long.
Okay.
Oh, no.
This does. This does. Oh, really?
I just looked ahead.
Okay. No. Okay. And she has completed, and she has gone to the
what
moon,
verse are you on
13. And she has completed exactly one day. On the one day, the sun descends in the west, and when at night she ascends from the east and shines all night till the sun rises opposite her. Oh, I did that one. Whence the light of the new moon comes, there again she decreases till all her light disappears, and the days of the moon cease, and her circuit remains empty without light. In 3 months she makes 30 days in her time, and 3 months she makes each time 29 days, in which she makes her decreases. In the first time and in the first portal for 177 days. And in the time of her departure, she is seen each time 30 days during 3 months, and each time 29 days during 3 months. At night, she appears each time as a man 20 times, and during the day, like the heavens, for there is nothing in her except her light. And now, my son Methuselah, I have showed you all things, and the whole law of the stars is completed. That's everything. All right, let's wrap it up. And he showed me all the laws for every day and for every time and for every government and for every year, and her departure according to her order in her month and in every week, and the decrease of the moon which takes place in the sixth portal. For in that sixth portal her light is completed, and from then there is the beginning of the month. Also the decrease which takes place in the first portal in its time till 177 days are complete, in the law of weeks, 25 weeks and 2 days, and how she tarries between the sun and according to the law of the stars 5 days and 1 time exactly. And when this place which thou dost see is completed, this is the picture of the portal. This is the picture of the portrait of each luminary, which the great angel Uriel, who is their leader, showed to me. And in those days Uriel answered and said to me, Behold, I have showed thee all things. O Enoch, I have revealed to thee, and that thou shouldst see this sun and this moon, and those who lead the stars of heaven, and all those that revolve, and their deeds, and their times, and their departures.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Was that Methuselah guy just like randomly thrown in there and then disappeared again?
It seems
Or
like
he's telling
thought,
Enoch this now.
I thought that Methuselah is Enoch's son, and Enoch is conveying all this to him.
Okay, I was just so lost for a second that I couldn't. It's just.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's how I feel in my heart.
Is it time for breakfast?
It's time for a nap.
Indeed, yeah, okay. And how far are we going, Leif? Tell me before I fucking start this.
I shouldn't have stopped you.
Yeah.
Maybe how about we go to like 81 there?
I can't even. Okay, never mind. Is that
Right.
how far? I'm not even gonna look. How many pages is that?
That's like 5 verses. That's not even a page.
Okay, good.
That's just the bottom
81.
of that. Yeah.
81.
Yeah, I'm doing my screen grab. There's my screen grab. That's where we're stopping.
Let's go to the next paragraph. How about
It's
like 3 more
so-
words?
No,
Read 3
yeah.
more words. We'll get fucked out of
Please,
here.
God.
All right. And in the days of the sinners, and ye will be shortened. And there. Oh no, this sounds actually a little interesting, but I'm not going to. Okay. And in the days of the sinners, the years will be shortened. I wonder if that's what we're living in now, buddy. Remember how it seems
So
like time is going
everyone
so fast.
No,
You know?
I don't think so.
No, I'm not asking for your opinion. I'm just fucking throwing it out there, dude. I'm just wondering.
Just shut up, dude.
Doesn't it seem like time's going by really fast?
Yeah, because we're old. We've had a lot of memories. We've done a lot of things. It makes every other year. It's like, oh,
Yeah, but I'm a lot older than you, and it
Not
seems really
really.
fast for you too.
yeah.
And it
Well,
seems really fast for the kid.
I'm still maybe in the position that when that CERN thing turned on, it flipped us into a different reality. I'm still 2012, baby.
I guess I won't ask you any more questions.
5 verses.
5 words. Read them. Eat the shit, you pisshead. Okay, we're done for today. And in the days of the sinners, the years will be shortened, Leif, and their seed will be tardy, Leif. You got a tardy seed. Remember when you were allowed to say that to people?
Yeah.
Before the woke culture took over, you were allowed to say that?
I think you're
Leif's
allowed to
got a
say whatever you
tardy
want.
seed. And their seed will be tardy on their lands and on their meadows, and everything on the earth will change and will not appear in its time. The rain will be prevented, and the heavens will retain it. And in those times, the fruit of the earth will be tardy and will not grow in its time. And the fruit of the trees will be prevented in its time. And the moon will change her order and will not appear in her time. And in those days it will be seen on the heavens that a great unfruitfulness will come on the outermost chariot in the west, and she will shine more brightly,
Okay, this is interesting.
that according to the order of light. And many of the leaders of the stars of command will err, and they will change their paths and deeds, and those subject to them will not appear in their time. And the whole order of the stars will be kept from the sinners, and the thoughts of those who dwell on the earth will err concerning them, and they will be turned from all their ways and will err and consider them gods. And evil will increase over them, and punishment will come upon them to destroy them all. Well, that's fucking dope.
That helps.
That sounds like a reversing of the poles.
Well, dude, but maybe we just like that because that's what I was thinking. Maybe we're just like, it's like we want it to be true so much. But yeah, dude, when it was talking about the star getting brighter.
I don't know. Well, and maybe
Like,
we're gonna.
yeah,
I'm gonna pre fact check this one. Like maybe the things get fucking. You know how it seems like things are ramping up and we're going like towards a fucking ending. Maybe that's the. maybe that's like, and the poles have been shifting. Like true north is not over Iceland or over. It's not like where it's supposed to be.
I don't know anything about this.
First time I know all about it. I know all about it.
Well, you don't want to be, so keep going.
The poles have been shifting for a long time, and periodically they do flip.
What does that mean?
I think
things that live on the planet. What is that? What happens?
Oh, it's all fucked up. Oh, you're all fucked. Yeah, you're all gonna die. I think it means that. I think it means that north becomes south and south become north.
Right.
And I think that means the planet stops spinning and then spins the other way, goes Australia on them, or like, look it up. You'd have to look it up, but they talk about it, and it's like it's not an altogether. Yeah, it's gonna happen at some point.
Have you seen the crack through Africa? The continental crack.
I don't want to hear about your porno search history.
Love me that R&B. Fucking no, there's like a crack through Kenya now that's going through the continent. It's like,
did you call it R&B?
Yeah.
Crack through Africa. Oh yeah.
I don't kiss and tell, but yeah, it's fucking. It seems like Africa might be dividing.
Is it like a
splitting off?
Crackfrica?
It's like the whole continent. There's like it's getting huge. There's like it's falling off.
Crackfrica. Come on, nothing.
No, it's really good. Dude, that last chapter. Besides that, those last
it ended good.
Yeah,
ended great.
But like. That was rough. And I get it. Yes, you're right. And it's interesting. Let's try to be objective. It's interesting that they were like looking at the stars a lot. They obviously had mapped the moon and the sun and like we're like, I think that's what they're trying to describe through that last stuff we just read and last week. It's like portals and yeah. So it's like,
but what about like the space grasshoppers? That's kind of like. And mostly grasshoppers, apparently. I mean, there was a little bit of a editorial comment there.
Yeah, it does get,
but it should be clear. Lots of grasshoppers. I mean, they get called out specifically, not like ants or crickets or like bats, but grasshoppers.
It's always like there's symbolic of plagues throughout ancient texts. Jesus. Grasshoppers and locusts and shit.
Well, so but they're also symbolic of like martial arts.
No, I didn't know this. I thought that was only turtles. That's how bad the fucking book was. That's how bad it was.
I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. Let's talk about how many people are listening. That'll make us feel better.
It's actually a lot now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah? It's like 19 people now?
Yeah, there's like a whole 6.5 people.
Dude, I wish we had all their names so we could every time it's like, Patrick, we really appreciate you. Rando, we really appreciate you.
Yeah, well,
Mike, we really appreciate you.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up.
Dude, yeah,
new content
stuff, the really exciting stuff. Don't tell anybody. It's really cool. You guys are not going to believe what we have coming. Chapter 81.
Kidding. You guys, oh god. Yeah, I have PTSD.
Oh, to you, Earth.
We'll try to do that again. Yeah.
Was that? That was Revelations. We just read Revelations over and over again.
We haven't even dipped into the Apocalypse of Peter and shit. That's way cooler. That has a guided tour of hell. Like if you fucking commit adultery, you're like hung by your dick over a fire. Like there's like dead babies suckling nipples. I think.
Why would dead babies need to feed?
If you like aborted your child.
No, but why would they need to feed?
Because it's the punishment to the mother. She goes and has a dead baby suckle her nipple for all eternity.
So she's in hell. So she's
I think
dead.
so. I'm trying, and because this is fun, and this is my mansplaining because it's been so long. I feel like there's this spot too where, you're hung above. I can't remember what for. Maybe murder or something. But you're hung above
think that's unrealistic. I think your dick would rip off from your body.
Okay, so this other one, I can't remember what it is, but you're
Well,
hung
there's
above
this
a
other one
fire and your
Right.
skin burns off, but then your skin regenerates and gets burned off again. And that's just what happens for eternity. Your skin keeps regenerating as it's burned off.
It's like a punji stick just grows right through you.
Yeah, so you just keep getting punished with no.
Huh.
It's like,
Well, after a while, wouldn't it be normal?
There's this amazing Rick and Morty about that. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. He loses a bet to these demons. It's just really funny because they go to hell and everything that is bad makes them happy. So that's like they're in this juxtaposition because then they're like, you gotta watch it. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
You gotta watch it.
Spoiler alert. Hell's awesome.
It's so funny. But yeah, the other thing would be interesting is to. I don't know if you would like reading the Gospels because I've been reading them a lot. And it is the only stories about Jesus. And if you are of the position, which I was for a long time, that Jesus is just fucking totally made up, that he never existed in any form, it makes it kind of reading the Gospels might solidify that for
Right.
you. Because it's like,
You don't want to push me that way?
well,
If I'm trending that way?
I mean, we're talking about a time when Jesus existed. People of his class didn't matter too much and weren't written about. And so even that small little mention, which is every Christian cites it, but no one knows it. They don't realize that it's talking about James, the brother of Jesus. It just barely mentions Jesus at the end. Yeah. And like, yeah, that's enough for me, obviously. But
what the hell are you talking? You just what mention of James?
Oh yeah, so there's this Jewish historian, and it's what every Christian uses to say that Jesus was real, because obviously all the writings in the Bible are Christian sources, written by Christians for Christians. So it's like a little bit home team shit, right? But there's a Jewish historian named Josephus, and he is like the earliest non-Christian reference we have to Jesus, and the reference is in one of these histories of Jerusalem. He's writing about everything that's happening. It mentions James's death, I believe, the brother of Jesus, and he goes, James the Just. Yeah, James the Just, whose brother they called the Messiah. Yes, it's just like this.
See, I told you it was real.
Yeah.
But that's just like, that's James's brother. No, he was a, what are they called up here? What are they? He was tardy. No, he's just tardy. Like it was a joke.
No, I think he fucking. I think
the Messiah. The Messiah, because he walked around in a robe. He never closed it. He was on the spectrum.
I think I think most of that shit happened. I think he tried to overthrow the Roman government, was killed for it.
Jesus was on the spectrum.
Jesus fucking was. John the Baptist got him into that psychedelic wine.
Yeah, boy.
And Jesus was coming to update fucking Judaism, starting with getting out the pagan idolaters that were there, getting them out.
See?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
Isn't that hilarious? It's so funny.
Hey, all six of you. All six of you. We very much appreciate you listening. We love you, and we wouldn't
actually,
do this.
yeah. So let's see. England's pop. Thank you, England, and Australia, Japan. Look, the big numbers coming up.
Big numbers.
Yeah, there's a lot of new listeners. We are trying to plan a church service near you somehow in the future. We'll do this live. I want to get one of those big fucking like sensors the Catholic Church has.
Oh, yeah.
Fill it with hash and have people like walk through the audience before.
Yeah. Like they did in the good old days.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what the good boy. That's what my buddy JC was coming to do, man.
You know what you never see? You never see a church go up for auction.
Oh no, I didn't send you the church that I'm thinking about. I didn't send you the church.
No.
There's a 30,000 square foot church I just found. Me and my brother.
Where?
out in Madison.
In Madison?
No, Beloit. Excuse me, Beloit. I'll send it to you right now. It's 30,000 square feet.
Has it got all the accoutrements?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a fucking pipe organ. It's got
that where
it's a legit castle. It's got 2 spires.
Beloit, Wisconsin.
I'm gonna try to find it right now.
No, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna look that up when I get. I was wondering because we're
Yeah,
Let's
no.
say goodbye because I got to take it.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Deuce.
Deuces.
You got the Holy Spirit with you right now.
I got the Holy Spirit coming out of me. Turtle heading. Just like he did to Mary. He turtle headed. Yeah. And then you know what hey, look, here's the deal. Let's just get this out in the open, okay? You've had a kid, you know what happens. If Jesus came out of Mary, then Mary shit her pants. That's all I'm saying. Love you guys. I'll see you soon, Leif. I love you.
Love you too. Love you too.